Okay, good evening, Wadsworth, and welcome again to another Blue Tip Festival. Tonight's parade is a very special one because it's the 25th anniversary. Once again, the weather's cooperating, and there are lots of excited people here in front of the library. I'm Joanne Kane, and with me tonight to comment on the parade and all the events happening here is Linda Bowers.
Hi.
Hi, Linda.
Well, are we ready to get started?
Yeah, here it comes. Leading the parade off, we have the Wadsworth Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 1089. Clarence Rook and the Wadsworth VFW Color Guard are tradition at the Blue Tip Parade. They've led the parade for as long as anyone can remember, and it always signifies the beginning of another parade.
And right behind him we have coming the Wadsworth High School Band. Under the direction of Sam Mays, the Wadsworth High School Band has won numerous awards again this year. And it's easy to see why. Let's enjoy them as they enter the area.
They really look good. This is a great night for the parade, really, because it's not raining, but it's not too hot, so these marchers are having a nice evening.
It's interesting how many of them they're able to get together right after school lets out. It looks like they're all there.
The Grand Marshal float. Ralph Langacker's pickup truck pulls the float, and here are our Grand Marshals, the 1997 Ohio State champion girls basketball team and their coach Todd Osborne. Also on the float is wrestling champion Bob Jones and state gymnastics champion Heather Moeller. The Grand Marshal float is again sponsored by Old Phoenix Bank, Campbell Construction, and Chippewa Valley Bank. We thank these businesses for sponsoring this float.
And it looks like here comes our mayor into the area. I keep wanting to say square, but that's not where we're at. We're right in front of the library.
In front of the library, but
hey, Mayor Hannon,
the mayor's family?
Mayor Hannon and his lovely wife Josie are joined by their entire family in this year's parade. It's hard to believe that Josie's the grandmother of 6, isn't it?
Here comes the Blue Tip float. This is a new addition to the parade, and it's long overdue. Riding on the float are members of the Blue Tip Committee, Dwight Powers, chair, and I don't know who else is on. Well, let's see. Dwight Powers isn't on there.
No, I don't think any of those girls look like Dwight.
No.
What do you think?
But this is the 25th anniversary, and we're happy to have all these folks. And passing by, here's Chuck Rulin. He's the Sun Citizen of the Year.
Every year, the Sun newspaper selects a person who has volunteered their time and talents to enhance the quality of life in our community. And right behind him, I believe, is
the Chamber of Commerce float.
Right.
Here it comes.
And there's Lucy Sondels, who usually does where I'm sitting.
Yeah, well, Lucy is Wadsworth Citizen of the Year this year, and we congratulate her on that honor. There are also Beth Workman is on the float, and other members of the chamber. And here's Medina County Commissioner Sarah Pavlovitz.
Commissioner Pavlovich is escorted by Rosewood Carriage Services. The carriage is available for special events and weddings for anyone out there needing that.
I don't actually think she's
No,
on
actually,
the...
Sarah's
she's
walking around
behind.
throwing candy out.
Yeah, I don't know if the camera's picking that up for you folks at home.
Okay, and then we also have Mike Kovac. Mike's the Wadsworth High School graduate who got his start in government as a Wadsworth City Councilman. Mike's been our Medina County auditor since 1993, and he's doing a great job up there for us.
That's a great car that he's with.
He's going to have to roll up his sleeves and get a little further in for that candy, isn't he?
Once again, you know, every year we have a little problem with identifying the years of some of these antique vehicles, and I don't know what year that is, but it's a wonderful old car.
For those that are watching this on television, you really can't see what we can see, but the kids are just kind of starting to crowd the area just a little bit as soon as the candy starts coming by.
Coming right up behind Mike is Lolly the Trolley, and on Lolly are residents of Magnolia Care Center. These folks have ridden in the parade for 8 years, and for the last 4 years, they've won a trophy for their float. I think the parade is stopping now because
lighting the match.
People are down on the square and the match is being lit. Yeah.
I think they're going to try to cut to a remote in that area, aren't they?
No,
they're not able to do that tonight.
They're not able to.
Oh, we'll just have to imagine that part of it.
That's right. If you aren't on the square, you don't get to see that part of the ceremony.
Mr. Kovac, the consummate politician, he's bringing us freeze pops.
Oh, how about
and I
that?
got done telling him what a great job you were doing.
Commentate on the parade. It would be Linda and Joanne.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Oh, that's great. Hey, I can use that right now.
Well, we're really fortunate this year.
It pays to be sitting up high, you know?
It's not quite so warm out as it's been in years past. And it's a little drier than it's been in a few years, too.
But there's something magic about this. It can rain all day, but the sun always comes out on the third Tuesday in June at 6 o'clock so that the parade
just early
can
enough
happen.
to dry out.
Since I've been doing this, we've never been rained out.
You know, I think we had a little bit of rain right up to it last year and got the seats in the cars wiped off, but at 6:30, we were ready to go.
Okay, the parade's starting to move again. And we're still looking at Lolly the Trolley, and maybe some of you folks will know some of the people riding on Lolly.
I think the residents on that Lolly trolley are up to 100 years old. But they sure look like they're enjoying the parade, don't they? Next up, we have the American ex-prisoners of war. The prisoners of war are from all wars, and I think they're going to be accompanied by their wives. It says that on our notes, but I don't think I see them back there. For those in our viewing audience, it's a little more difficult. We're sitting and looking at this on a monitor. We can't really watch what's coming up in front of us. So actually, we're seeing just what you're seeing.
Oh, now there's
now that's the
little
true spirit of the blue tip, isn't it?
Little fella who's really enjoying himself.
There's our prisoners of war marching. It's nice to see that the people in Wadsworth still stand up when the flag goes by.
I think you'll find that the ladies are in the van following the gentleman. Now we're looking at a van from the Disabled American Veterans. Here's the Disabled American Veterans Queen, Ashley Wood.
Okay, we have the Wadsworth Area Historical Society now, and the name of their float is School Days of Yesteryear. Carrying signs are Robert and Jetta Fett, it looks like that name is. And also riding on the float, I believe, is Caesar Carino, who is this year's president. We're just now beginning to be able to see this float, and it looks like they have kind of old-time school desks in there. It'd be real appropriate that Caesar Carino would be up there because he used to be a principal that probably that long ago when they had those.
He is a principal right
Well, yeah,
now.
he kind of is right now too. That's right. Caesar probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that long ago, would he? Looks like we're having just a little bit of downtime in the marching.
I think they're still a little hung up there on the square.
Usually I think where we get the biggest lag almost every year is with the fire trucks.
I can hear them in the distance.
They're there. We're in a quiet zone,
When
though.
we,
We're not
when
gonna
they
hear
get
'em.
to us, we will not be hearing them.
What's a parade, though, without a little fire siren in the background, huh?
Well, the nice thing about this one is that you can choose your location. You can choose a noisy location or a quiet one.
Gosh, I can remember the Blue Tip Parade back clear before I was in school. That's going back a few years. And I think the thing I probably remember the most was those sirens. Okay, looks like they're going to start moving again here.
Oh, now isn't that just the cutest little fella? He is having a grand time.
We're sure in the right area for the babies, aren't we? They're all around us.
Okay, you folks at home are getting a good look at that Historical Society float right now. And coming up behind them is the
And some more of the
Central chapter of the American Ex-Prisoners of War from Worcester.
Now, I can't tell what car is coming up here. Looks like maybe 1939, you think?
I'm not a good guesser about
And right
age
behind
of
that,
autos.
coming up on the monitor now, is Pat Geisman, our Medina County Commissioner. Pat's being driven by Bob Schaefer, as a local resident, in his 1955 Buick Century convertible. I think Pat's been in that car for, she's 2 terms now. Probably the last 4 or 5 years we've seen her in that car in this parade. It's starting to be a tradition.
Coming up right behind Pat is Judge Steve McIlvaine of the Wadsworth Municipal Court. Judge McIlvaine took over the court in January, and he'll be campaigning to retain his seat this fall.
You know, Steve's a longtime resident of Wadsworth, and he's been active in a lot of events in the community for a long time, but I really doubt that he's ever really seen this parade, because as long as I can remember, Steve's either been helping organize it or he's been marching with the Indian guides. Is that what that is? And now he's running for judge, and he still doesn't get to see it. There's our former Councilman Sharon Ray. Okay, coming up is Steve Hambley. Steve's a Medina County Commissioner, and Steve is our newest commissioner, having started his first term this past January after serving as a Brunswick City Councilman for some time.
Okay, and here are the children from, here's
Alter Care.
Alter Care of Wadsworth. The Wadsworth Healthcare Center down on Garfield Street is now Alter Care of Wadsworth. They have a brand new building and a brand new look. And if you folks haven't been down in that area lately, you really should go by and see it. It's quite impressive.
And right behind that, we have Breakpoint. That's our middle school after-school club. Breakpoint After School Club for middle school students in Wadsworth operates during the school year and is now taking applications for next fall. The administrator is Deborah Blind, and other adults and members of the Board of Trustees are Brenda Hembury, Jean Chesko, Chris Turner, and Vicki Lindicum.
And coming right up behind them are the Medina County YMCA Indian Guides and Indian Princesses. We were talking about them a few minutes ago. This is a father and child organization that does both winter and summer campouts and does various activities throughout the year. Looks like they're all having a good time tonight.
And they got the little Merrill Lynch car following them up. I'll bet Steve McIlvaine's a lot happier riding in the car than he is marching this year. We have right behind them the Wadsworth Rattlers, which is a fast-pitch softball team. The Wadsworth Rattlers are a traveling tournament team, and they're for 12 and under, and this is their first year.
Okay, and here's somebody all the kids love. He's Ronald McDonald. He's sponsored by the Wadsworth McDonald's restaurant, and Pam Ringer is the manager. I think we've all seen Ronald at this parade in the past, and he's in parades all over the country. And at Ronald McDonald's houses located at various hospitals throughout the USA, and we're very fortunate to have a Ronald McDonald's house in Akron.
It's really neat to be down here to see the reaction of the children to this particular entry into the parade.
I don't know if we had a chance to see them, but and they're passing us now, but the McDonald's Sunrise crew was following right behind Ronald, and they're the cheery people who hand you your Egg McMuffin in the morning, and this was their first appearance in the Blue Tip Parade.
I think we have now the Green Giants. Yeah, that's who it is. The Green Giants Double D&D League. It's a Wausau soccer. It's coached by Laquita Timberlake, and the Green Giants are a really nice team that likes playing soccer together.
Now you're looking at the Wadsworth Indians girls fast pitch softball team. These are girls 11 and 12 years old, and they're sponsored by Best Buy and coached by Tom Montjoy. Okay, here's the Iceman. He's Tim Clark, and he's sponsored by McCammon Bowling Supplies and Hardwood Floors and Clark Brothers Racing Team. Wow, that's a great looking car.
I don't know, what do you think? Does the Dairy Queen cone go with the Iceman?
I guess.
It doesn't look like it fits the Orange Crush crew coming up next.
Well, I've never seen an ice cream cone walking, but looks good to me.
He's got the Dairy Queen signature Q on top, too. Okay,
now we're looking at the Special Steppers, Baton and Drum Corps. Their marching group consisting...
Here they see. They're going to cut back to the Orange Crush soccer team.
Okay.
I knew we missed one in there. That's a soccer team that consists of 13 players ages 4 to 6, and it's coached by John Powell and Tom Stitzel.
Okay, and going back to the Special Steppers, this group consists of mentally and physically challenged persons. They're very proud to be in the parade, and they're winners of the Baton and Drum Corps Award for their age group from last year's Blue Tip Parade.
That's the Wadsworth Recreation Department? Looks like it might be.
Looks like it is.
Here's a group of youngsters representing the Steiner Youth Center and the Hershey Fun Track Meet. The free Hershey Fun Track Meet is for kids aged 9 through 14 and will be held this Saturday, June 21st at the Wadsworth High School track. All kids participating will receive a certificate and a ribbon. Kids can sign up for the track meet at the Steiner Youth Center front desk through Friday.
Okay, and following them is the Wadsworth Youth Wrestling Team. They look like they're having a great time, don't they? Okay, here come the Sharks.
Sharks is the Mighty D League Sharks, and they're coached by Rhonda Berger.
And here come the Wadsworth Fantastics 4-H Club. It's a group of local kids who are organized for the betterment of themselves and the community. They have 22 members ranging in age from 5 to 18 years. Linda Hood is their leader. 4-H, for those of you who don't remember, stands for head, heart, hands, and health.
And here comes the All Sports. The Wadsworth All Sports Booster Club is made up of parents and other community members who support and help our great athletic teams. The float, decorated with the help of the Wadsworth cheerleaders, represents the 20 athletic teams that bring pride to our community all year long. Each year, the Booster Club donates money to help purchase major equipment for the teams. The meetings are on the first Monday of the month. Stop in and see them. Boy, they're having fun up there, aren't they?
They are. They're having a wonderful time. Here are the
Spanish League
Wadsworth Youth Swim Team, the Waves. They're kids who are ages 5 to 18, or 5 to 17, excuse me, and there are currently 51 members from Wadsworth, Rittman, Barberton, Medina, and Doylestown. They won the Splash League Championships in April at the University of Akron's natatorium.
An American Medical Response out of Akron is joining us. They're located on Main Street in Akron. And here come what? Can you hear them?
Here they come, preceded by our newest piece of fire equipment, our Humvee. And we're going to be seeing a lot of fire trucks now. And since this is the quiet zone, we're trusting that it won't be too noisy, but we're going to have the opportunity to see not only Wadsworth's equipment, but quite a few of our neighboring towns' equipment.
They try to help us out up here by telling us what's going to come up next. And we have a whole line that says fire trucks, fire trucks, fire trucks, fire trucks. And as I look down the road, I think there are a couple fire trucks short on our script.
Well, this is a good opportunity for everyone in Wadsworth to see our equipment. Most of us don't get to see it, and actually, I suppose most of us hope we don't get to see it, at least coming down our street. But this is, I think it's pretty neat that we have such good fire department and such state-of-the-art equipment.
You know, it's interesting, too, how great that equipment looks. Some of it's very, very old. It's just taken very good care of.
Here's one of our EMS trucks. Followed up by City of Rittman. We're always happy to have our neighboring cities and townships participate, and here's Sharon Township.
You know, the only other time that equipment usually gets to come into town is if they're on a mutual aid call, so hopefully they only come on Blue Tip night.
Well, we always say we wonder who's minding the store while everybody's out at the parade having a good time.
Actually, I think they make arrangements with neighboring communities to cover for them while they're doing this. Of course, they don't bring everything out either. So. It's interesting, a lot of people don't realize the police department and the emergency services have to route out emergency routes and those sorts of things while the square is shut down for the parade and while the main streets are. There's a lot of planning that goes in. Coming up pretty quick, we're going to start seeing some of the older equipment from some of the areas, some of the antique equipment. That's always fun to watch.
Well, now we're looking at a bright yellow truck from Rittman.
think the carnival opens up as soon as the parade's over. That means sausage sandwiches tonight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Okay, now we're seeing some of the real old fire trucks. This first one we're looking at is from Orville.
An American Pumper La France, probably 1961 maybe.
Well, here's this one. I could tell it's 1941, and
it's for sale.
It's owned by Roger Ramsthaler from Norton. And yes, it's for sale. And this one that just passed by is from Doylestown. I guess we're getting back up into the more contemporary working models. Here's a unit from Chippewa Township. Actually, 2 units from Chippewa Township.
It's interesting the difference of the length of the ladders between the old trucks and the new trucks. And what kind of truck would that be? The pumper?
Well, you know, I'm not a fire.
We don't have a fireman
person.
consulting for us right now.
Okay, and here we have Medina Township Fire Department.
And I know what that is. That's the grass fire truck. Bristol, engine number 2. Now, where would Bristol be coming from?
I honestly don't know. Town of Bristol, Rhode Island. It
See all the
says on
boots
the
lined up on the
side.
ladders?
That's a long way to come from Rhode Island.
I'll bet that's someone's antique, and that's where it originally came from, because
Yeah.
I think I recognize the guy driving it. Yep, that's a local guy.
Okay, and we've got some little folks down in there driving those cute little. I bet every kid on the sidelines would love to be riding in those little cars. They've gone by now, so those of you at home are not seeing them, but
And there's one of Wadsworth's older ones. I think they'll probably cut
now
back
here's,
to it.
yeah,
There you go.
this is a Wadsworth piece of equipment, older piece of equipment, followed up by Brunswick Fire Department and Norton Fire Department. That's Brunswick's EMS truck. And there are blinking lights up Broad Street as far as
we
my
can
eye can
see.
see. So there's still lots to come,
That
folks.
yellow one coming looks like it's probably another Rittman unit, and that's got more lights than I think I've seen yet. It's probably 5 trucks away yet.
I like this Dalmatian. I guess we'll see a shot of him in a minute. I don't think they have to feed that guy. He's from Norton. There, you're getting
What
a
kind
good
of
look
fire
at 'em.
vehicle do you figure that is?
I don't know. Maybe that's
That's their ATV.
solely for the purpose of hauling that little Dalmatian around. Isn't he cute?
And here comes Lafayette Township. That's just south of Medina. And that would be their grass fire truck.
This is another piece of antique equipment from Copley. It even says on the door, if you'll notice, retired. Lantern 1 retired. So it's a retired piece of equipment that can appear in parades. Here's the City of Medina.
That's the one
And,
with all the lights.
yeah, I hope that we get a shot of that.
Little
yeah,
mascot
we're looking
fire
at it
prevention.
now.
I think it says Hoser on the front of that car, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes, it
doesn't
does. That is so cute.
And it's squirting the audience. That'd be great
Yes,
on a
it
hot day,
is.
wouldn't it?
I always think that probably every child in the audience would love to have one of those little cars. And here is the hazmat, Medina County hazmat team, their equipment. This is the response team to hazardous materials.
You ever get a chance to take a look at what's inside of one of those? It's pretty impressive.
Whoops, here we are now looking at Worcester Township Fire Department. Bright yellow truck with lots of lights. Well, I'll take the lights, Linda, over the sirens.
I think I will too. I only see 6 left. You can see the end of the lights now. Although the kids are really getting a kick out of the trucks, aren't they?
They sure are. This is the Seville Guilford Fire Department.
Side of the truck, Seville Fire Department truck says, "Ain't it nifty? Susan Plank is 50 this week."
I'm sure she's quite thrilled to have that announced to everyone
Well, I'm sure
watching
they
the parade.
put it on there for a reason, so I just thought I'd oblige. I know Seville does a lot of reciprocal work with us. Very
Here's
pleased to have them here.
another piece of antique equipment. I think we've all seen this in our parades many years in the past. And another Dalmatian who doesn't have
This
to be fed, riding on the back of it.
This particular truck is owned by Charlie Bose from here in Wadsworth, one of our firemen.
Right, that's why
I don't know how many
folks
trucks he
have-
has. I know he collects them.
That's why I'm saying I think folks have seen this truck in the parade in previous years. Here's Rittman EMS.
And Medina Township's here again. Oops, I'm sorry, it's not on our monitor yet. And Joanne warned me that would happen. I'd be looking in front of me instead of my monitor.
There, now we're looking at Medina Township. And last, but certainly not least, you are now looking at Wadsworth EMS.
behind the EMS, we're going to have a couple of the older cars now. The first one is a 1952 MG car, and that's driven by Vic Maynard from Medina, and I think his wife Pat Maynard is there with him. You might remember Pat ran for juvenile judge. Saw that car in a lot of parades around the county. Great shape, isn't it?
It is.
And then behind him we have George Kimball, and George and his wife are driving in a 1927 Star sedan.
I think we will see that in just a minute.
I think they'll come back and get that one.
Hopefully, because that's such a great car. Hope all of you will get to see that. What we're looking at right now is the American Legion Auxiliary. This is Post 170, located on Main Street in Wadsworth. Newly elected President Debbie Keel with past President Ruth Ann Potter and Nancy Ewing.
And now we're seeing the Wadsworth Republican Club, and the Wadsworth Republican candidates include Annette Palasek for President of City Council, Joe Ertl and Robin Labaugh for Council at Large, Dan Kohler, Marsha Lehman, and John Feaster, and Art Myers for Ward Council seats. There's Marsha coming up here on the back of the truck. I think she's in charge of candy. I think Marsha and her husband have a couple other entries in too.
I
they
think
run
so.
Lehman's Upholstery. It'll be coming up soon.
Okay, now here is, let's see what we're looking at here. A Morris Minor, 1961 model, two-door sedan, and a 1931 Model A Ford two-door sedan, and those are both cars belong to Ed Bird of Wadsworth.
We also have coming up Harold and Hazel Jean Douglas, and they're driving, they drive up from Dalton every year. I've seen this one before in their 1954 convertible. They're the original owners of this car. And the side of the car, if you can't read it, says original car, original owner, and original wife, all unrestored.
Oh, that's great. And behind them we have Grismer's Christian Gifts and Church Supplies, and that is a 1964 Thunderbird, followed up by a 1965 Buick Riviera, and coming up behind that is a 1966 Galaxy XL convertible. And
these old cars great.
They are wonderful. And
there's more than one person out there that they bring up memories for. Boy, that's a great looking car. Here we have the Ebonette's Baton Corps coming now, and this is the Ebonette's first appearance in the Blue Tip Parade. The Ebonette's Baton Corps was founded in 1994 by Gladys Henderson. It was disbanded in 1985 due to an illness, and then regrouped in 1995 by alumni Shelley Gladman and Rhonda Wicks.
Here come the Norton Lions Club. The local Loyal Oak Cider Festival is on September 27th and 28th this year. The festival queen is Rachel George, and that's a Lions Club project.
Lions Club wishes to remind you to recycle your old glasses through a Lions Club. It's kind of hard probably to read that on your TV screens at home because they have it written on real bright, shocking orange.
But that, I hope people are aware of that. People can, if you know someone in Wadsworth who is a member of Lions Club, you can just give your glasses to them, and that's a wonderful project that the Lions Clubs do, and make good use of glasses that people can't use any longer.
I think we have now coming the Wadsworth Community Television car, and that's a Ford Mustang that was donated. It's a courtesy of Wadsworth Ford. And riding in the car are Joanna Perino, WCTV personality and all-around good person, and some WCTV volunteers. They're filming the crowd and watching the parade. See yourself on the Blue Tip Parade Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on WCTV, Channel 15.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. They're taking pictures of the crowd while the crowd is taking pictures of them. And here comes the Wadsworth Public Library bookmobile. The bookmobile loaned over 149,000 items in 1996, and it serves more than 600 school children during the school year and makes 35 community stops each week during the summer. If you need a schedule, they're available at the library. They'll tell you when the bookmobile stops in your neighborhood.
And that's followed by the Medina County Park District. Medina County Parks offer residents the opportunity to enjoy nature and participate in recreational activities. Most sites include nature trails, picnic sites, and shelters and fishing. Nature programs are offered throughout the year. Contact your parks office for more information.
We are so lucky to have a great park system in this county.
You know, they do about 6
parks.
nature hikes, I think, a year, and if you've never gone on those, that's really an experience.
Here's the Neiman Express taxi and shuttle service. Owners Richard Neiman and Gail Tullio are riding a trolley in this year's parade. It's actually a bus. Looks like a bus to me, but their business is based in Medina.
And I always like this unit in the parade because it's full of life and energy and noise. It's the Jazzercise Club, and it's the world's #1 dance fitness program. Wadsworth has held Jazzercise classes for over 17 years. The last 11 years have been led by instructor A.J. Neely. Some of the other instructors are Beth Stein, Debbie Harrell, Janine Berger, and Valerie Greenfield.
This is so much fun. We always wonder.
And they've been doing this for a long way down the road.
Yeah, how these ladies are when they get to the end of the parade route. They certainly have a lot of energy.
They're having a good time now. Although this is a new addition. In the back, they've got the little ones.
That's junior Jazzercise. They look like they're having a lot of fun too. For lovers of the Corvette, here comes some sights you'll love to see. This is the Medina Corvette Club. It has members from all over northern Ohio. And they have members who enjoy racing, rallies, concourse, and parades. They're certainly a lively group of people who like to have fun together. And they have beautiful cars.
Got quite a few of them in this unit, too.
Okay, now we are looking at the Medina County Detachment number 569 Marine Corps League. Jerry Oppie of Medina and Bob Suchel of Wadsworth are the leaders of the Medina County Attachment of the Marine Corps League, and their float is dedicated to the flag raising at Iwo Jima. Pulling the float is their 1943 weapons carrier WC-52. Some of the Marines riding the float were on the island at the time of our flag raising.
And now you're seeing the float for the Wadsworth-Rittman Area Family Practice. The Wadsworth-Rittman Area Family Practice began in 1985, and the physicians include Dr. Tom Lehner, Charles Berg, Jeff Contact, and Titus Shears. They specialize in a family practice including obstetrics and pediatrics. And those doctors are very active in the community, do a lot with the children and a lot in the athletic departments.
The back of their float is reminding us to eat smart for your heart. And coming up here, you can see the float from the Living Bible Museum. The Living Bible Museum is located in Mansfield, and it's Ohio's only life-size wax museum. Serves us as a reminder of Jesus' great love for the world, and you can visit the Living Bible Museum in Mansfield.
Wonderful scenes depicting events in the Bible. Hours are Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 7.
Okay, now we have the Menser Parts truck coming up. Menser Parts is located 8000 Clark Road in Wadsworth, and it's celebrating their 9th year in business. You'll also be able to see some of the demolition derby vehicles sponsored by Menser Parts and Medina County Fair this year.
Here comes some more classic cars. This is the unit from the Magic Cruiser Car Club. It's based at Charger Lanes on Norton Avenue in Norton. And every Thursday, starting in May, they have a cruise-in, and they invite everybody to come and visit them. And we'll let all you car buffs determine what years these cars are. We don't have notes on them, but they're great cars to look at. And don't forget that if you really love antique cars, you can go right over there to Charger Lanes every Thursday and check them out.
We have the Medina City Police Department DARE unit. Medina City Police Department DARE vehicle is driven by DARE officer Jim Valentine. It was confiscated from a drug dealer on June 17, 1994, and donated by Lloyd's Marathon Service, and the lettering was provided by Ready Made Sign Company. It's a 1983 Olds Delta 88. It features the original wheels, and riding in the car with Officer Valentine is his daughter, Nicole.
Okay, here we have the Ohio Cheer Explosion All-Star Cheerleaders. They're a competitive squad competing across the United States and winning several national championships.
And here behind them,
these girls range in age from first grade through seniors in high school. They look forward to seeing you in future events.
And now we're seeing Pete Rademacher. He's kind of one of our local celebrities. Pete was the 1956 Olympic heavyweight champion, and he's here on his exciting one-wheeled motorcycle. He calls it the Radacycle. And Rademacher in German consequently means wheelmaker, and the Radacycle surely looks like a fun machine. Pete's semi-retired, and he coordinates volunteer activities in over 90 golf tournaments for the American Cancer Society. So he kind of keeps a little busy.
I think he took his name very seriously. Yeah. You can tell by the reaction from all the children here that that's another vehicle they'd like to have an opportunity to try.
You notice they like things that move fast with big wheels?
Well, that one's so much fun.
Across the top of it, he has "Rolling in the Blue Tip" written on it.
We're looking here now at the Wadsworth Hunt Club. They have 300 members, and they're dedicated to promote the furtherance of conservation, goodwill, property rights, protection, and propagation of wildlife and safety and wise use of natural resources. And they do sponsor a raffle every year. I imagine that will be in the probably down in the merchants tent at the festival. And if it doesn't appear there, you can certainly contact a member of the Hunt Club to participate in that raffle.
We have the Magic Majorettes in their first year here together, and it's their first appearance in the Blue Tip Parade. Their director is Connie Jackson, and their leaders are Carly Davis and Emily Leipert. And judging by their color, I just bet they're from Barberton. What do you think?
I think so.
And maybe by the name, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're getting quite a bit of appreciation from the crowd around us here. Okay, we're looking at a 55 Ford F100 truck that belongs to Lehman's Auto Upholstery. I think the Lehmans have a couple of trucks in the parade here. They also have a panel truck coming right up behind. The blue truck is the red panel truck. That's a 1954. The Lehmans are two-time Pebble Beach winners for their work. They're located up on Broad Street.
Now, this is a familiar vehicle we see around once in a while. Earlier, we saw Marshall Lehman with the or to it. Be sure to here in Wadsworth to participate in the Blue Tip Festival promotion and to register to win great prizes. You don't need to be a member to register for this promotion. Isn't that a great float?
It is. It's wonderful. And here are the members of TOPS, Wadsworth TOPS. TOPS stands for Take Off Pounds Sensibly. This group consists of 38 women, men, and teenagers who have a weight problem, and their meetings are held on Tuesday at Room A at Steiner Youth Center. They're held from 6 until 8 p.m.
And Echo Air is a heating and air conditioning company serving Medina and Cahoga counties. It's just located 1 block off the square in Doylestown. And it's for all your residential, commercial, and industrial needs. Call Echo's Air. I said that was in Doylestown. It says in downtown Wadsworth. Ooh, that was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, you just kind of trying to read
the
this real
Wadsworth
quick.
Kiwanis Club. Their number one priority is young children, and they're celebrating over 25 years of service, community service here in Wadsworth. And we thank all the members of Kiwanis.
Now look at this float coming. The Blue Tip Parade theme is 25 years of champions, and what do champions love more than anything? It's apple pie, hot dogs, and baseball, of course, and the Kovac Realtors float features all of these all-American treats as a tribute to the 25 years of Blue Tip Parades. This is Kovac Realtors' 12th year in the parade, and they're proud to be a part of the festivities in the community they love. They're located just next door to Wendy's on Great Oaks Trail in Wadsworth.
And I'll tell you, that is a great float.
That's a great
That is a
float.
real winner. Oh, that's great. I think a lot of work went into that float.
Sure did. They do a great job every year, Joanne.
Okay, here we have Julia Kane. She's running for, she's a candidate for judge of Wadsworth Municipal Court. Julia's a Wadsworth native, a graduate of Wadsworth High School, and a long-time supporter of many of the community projects and activities in town. And she hopes you'll support her in her quest to be judge.
I think we have here now the Mohawk Musical Corps. The Mohawk Musical Corps was formed 36 years ago under the direction of Linda Buchanan, and they've traveled to 42 states and 2 Canadian provinces performing such parades as Macy's Thanksgiving Day, Gimbals, J.L. Hudson, Kentucky Derby, and the Indianapolis 500. The Mohawks are the 1997 Ohio State champions and have been the TU International champions since 1986.
You know, I think we missed, the folks at home didn't get to see this because the camera wasn't on it, but it was a 1916 Buick. It was fully restored, four-door convertible, owned by Roger Prees. Even though you couldn't see it, we certainly want to mention it.
You know, the Mohawks on the 20th of this month will be traveling to Disney World in Florida where they're going to do 2 performances at MGM Studios and at Universal Studios.
Did we mention that they were from Garrettsville?
No, I don't think we did that.
Now we're looking at the Wadsworth Democratic Club. This American La France fire truck owned by Charlie Bose of M&S Auto Parts and driven by Dave Park is bringing the Wadsworth Democratic Club through the parade. We have Wadsworth City Council representatives and council candidates, including Linda Carino, Council President, Lowell Gerberick, Gwen Rivers, and Joe Platek, Council at Large, and ward representatives and candidates Pete Angeloff, Donald Baker, Mike Tehai, and Kevin Straw.
I see Linda up there waving. She's our City Council President now, but prior to being City Council President, she served, I think almost 20 years as our City Auditor. And Gwen Rivers, I think, has been maybe her 4th term now. See some familiar faces up there.
Now we're looking at Hartzler Feed and Seed. They have 2 semi-trucks in the parade, driven by Mike Marty and Scott Hartzler. They're located on Benner Road in Richmond.
It's a big truck.
It certainly is.
Hey, we're looking now at the Mount Zwingli United Church of Christ float named Building on God's Promises. The float was built by Mount Zwingli's Bible School children, and I think that's probably who's on there with it.
I'd say that's quite a Bible school project. They did a great job.
A lot of hard work in that. Looks good, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, our next unit is, I believe, from Antique Designs. Located on the square in Wadsworth, it's more than just a great antique shop. They also carry a great gift line, and I'd like to thank everybody for shopping with them.
We also saw Clyde Potts in there with his up and down bicycle. This regular man's 26-inch bicycle has been changed to 2 inches on an offset. He's won a lot of trophies with that.
I don't know if the folks are going to get a chance to see that again. It's out of camera range now, I think. Now we're looking at the folks from Antique Designs.
Now here come the Shriners. These units are from Tadmor Temple in Akron, and they're one of 191 shrine temples in North America. The Shriners are noted for their bands, their calliopes, their colorful marching units, and most of all for the 22 Shriners hospitals for children. We're probably going to see a lot of different units in this Tadmor entry, and we're going to try to point out which ones they are as they're going by. I think this would be their Legion of Honor, and that's under the direction of William Blake, the commander. And the Legion of Honor carries the flags of Mexico, Canada, Panama, and the United States. These countries all have Shriners hospitals for children, and all of the color guards are former members of the United States Armed Forces.
Coming up is Tadmor's Divan. Floyd Brule is the potentate. This corps of officers comes from all over north central Ohio.
And here's their antique car. Looks like, ooh, I'm not sure, but it looks like probably about a 1965 Ford Mustang.
We very briefly saw Dazzle the Clown. He is representative of the Shriners Children's Hospitals, where children who've been burned or in need of orthopedic or spinal cord care are taken care of. And all that
here's the Bugle Corps.
All that care is free. So they perform a great service for children who are in need. Wow, there's a clown right up in our face. The director of the Drum and Bugle Corps is Bob Fritchie.
There's a clown again.
Okay, here comes the unit everybody loves, the red four-wheelers. This is Tadmor's Gojo unit, and Ronald Rhodes is the director. This is Stand Back Everybody while the four-wheelers go by.
This is a unit that the kids just love.
It always amazes me how they can keep going. They keep progressing down the parade route, but they seem to be going in circles while they're doing it. I think it's a pretty good trick.
Just keep inching their way closer and closer as they go down.
Okay, they're lining up right in front of us here so that we can get a good view of them. And they look great. How about that, folks? All right.
And they're off.
Yeah, there they go. Truthfully, I think those gentlemen have a wonderful time. They really seem to be enjoying themselves.
Now we have a 1948 fire engine coming up behind the transportation unit. We can hear it, but we can't see it. There it is. It's driven by the director's staff. Bob Taggart's the director, and they say this engine's still running on a 1947 Waukesha engine. I don't know what that is, but it's apparently...
It shows they took very good care of it.
They only take it out for parades and an occasional ride around the parking lot, they say.
I think they're stretching it a little bit by running their sirens here.
Nobody told them it was the quiet zone. Tadmore's...
Here come the troubadours. They're under the direction of Alonzo Fisher. They have a very unique 16-man bicycle here that they built 16 years ago in Akron. And they attend a lot of local parades to promote the shrine hospitals. And they look like they're having a good time, too.
And this is one of my favorite units. The Blue Harley Davidsons are from the Tadmore Temple's guard captain. Ray Hartzell is the commander, and Ray's also Tadmore's parade marshal. The three-wheeled motorcycles are all antique, having been first put into service as police motorcycles in the early 1950s. And they do maneuver these with some skill.
They do.
Those great-looking bikes.
Well, here comes something that everybody enjoys. It's the calliope. And maybe when it gets up closer to us. Gee, the ride in that sidecar, it looks like it's a little
bumpy. Looks like a bumpy ride.
Maybe when this calliope gets up here a little closer, well, I guess, yeah, I think we're going to be able to hear it. This is an antique calliope. Randy Wells is the president, and I guess he's the person who's playing it. The old circus calliope was converted to electricity and mounted on a truck chassis to give more folks an opportunity to enjoy the old tunes. Comes Travel Traditions. Travel Traditions is joining in the celebration tonight, and they want you to join in the celebration of the 25th anniversary of both the Blue Tip and the opening of Walt Disney World in Orlando. If you're traveling abroad or just a quick business trip, Travel Traditions staff is experienced in planning all of your travel needs. And there is the famous mouse, the two famous mice.
Now we have the Wadsworth Newcomers Club, and I think that's President Laura Wilson with that car. The Newcomers Club is a great organization. It's a volunteer organization that welcomes new people to the community.
Oh, a little hug, a little hug. We were looking very briefly at Wadsworth Aviation in the blue car. It's located at Wadsworth Municipal Airport, and they specialize in flight instruction, but at special attention to detail that makes flying both fun and affordable.
Right now we're looking at Magic City Body Repair. They've been your collision specialist since 1947. They have computerized estimates, spray bake oven for a factory baked finish, and a written warranty with customer satisfaction guaranteed.
Okay, and in this
Looks like
Thunderbird,
Elvis is here.
Yeah, we're looking at Matty Lou's Clip and Tip float or entry in the parade, and my gosh, they have Elvis here. If you've never been to Matty Lou's, stop by for a cup of coffee, a cookie, and the opportunity to meet the staff. The Blue Tip special this week is a haircut and style for $15 and free balloons for the kids all week.
Next we have the Yusef Khan Grotto Unit. And the Grotto Unit is the Grotto Riders of the Trail Unit was formed in 1971 and have been active in parades every year since then. They're currently the state champions and former national champions. This is only one of many units, the Yusef Khan Grotto, and our grotto is part of the National Grottos of North America. The unit is being led by Colonel Dave Breath and Lieutenant Colonel Don Hutchison this evening. This is a Masonic affiliated fraternal organization.
I think you folks just at home just got a little glimpse of behind the scenes here too. The production staff here at our site.
And please welcome the 1996 first place commercial float winner, Realty One. Realty One serving Northeast Ohio under the direction of President Jill Miller and South Region Vice President Sony Taylor. Their motto is, "You're on your way home with Realty One."
That is a really cute float. We saw that coming into town earlier today before it was fully decorated.
It's being pulled by Champion Excavating out of Kent.
And we're just getting a brief look at Edina County District Library's van. There, we're getting a close-up look at it. This is not their bookmobile, it's their van, but they do have a bookmobile.
Look like we just missed the Schwann's grocery store on wheels. That's the ice cream truck from Schwann's. There it is.
There we are.
It says they serve Greater Wadsworth with ice cream and 210 other premier products with money-back guarantees. Don't get that anymore.
No, I think we see them around town quite a lot. So this is HAD Incorporated, which can give you a free estimate to drill your water well and put in your pump system.
Now we're looking at a unit by Maryland's House of Ceramics. They say you can learn a new hobby there or start an old hobby all over again. Just stop in and pick up a unique and personal gift for that special occasion.
And here, oh, that little guy's having a lot of fun, and what a nicely decorated bicycle he has.
We have the Bob and Loa motorcycle racing team.
Yeah, well, we don't have Loa on there, but we have Bob. They placed number 3 in road racing and points in the United States in the 500cc class. They took part in the Pikes Peak hill climb last July, and they'll attempt to set a new land speed record on Bonneville Salt Flats in August at Salt Lake City, Utah.
Now we're looking at the float that was entered by Trinity United Church of Christ. And that float celebrates the ministries of Heifer Project International. And that's since 1944, HPI has helped more than 1 million families in need around the world become self-reliant through the gift of food and income-producing animals and training in their care.
Okay, coming right up here is the entry of Star Bank. Star Bank is a full-service bank. It's located inside the Wadsworth Giant Eagle. Will be open Monday through Saturday from 9 in the morning till 7 at night, and on Sundays from 12 noon until 5 p.m. The branch is scheduled to open in the near future. Star Bank is the bank without boundaries. And here's WKDD. Here's the van.
And the little dog. That's kind of a unit that doesn't need much of an introduction. There's pretty big letters on the side of that truck.
I don't think there's too much we could say about that.
Now we have an entry by Party Light Gifts and Candles. Becky Bradford is that director. She's a local independent consultant, and it's part of the fastest growing direct sales company in America. It's number 1 for 6 years running now.
Okay, now we're looking at the Imperial Cadets under the direction of Donna Jean Smith. This group features twirlers, and the featured twirlers are Sabrina Franks and Patty Jackson. This group is based in Oroville, and it's always fun to watch them perform. I think this is a long route for some of those little legs. Some
love
of
to watch
those
the
are
little ones.
pretty small. They seem to be going right along, though. They probably have more energy than we do.
It's a good thing this parade route's downhill, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the Imperial Cadets are followed by the Wadsworth Rotary Club. And the Wadsworth Rotary Club deserves a special hand of thanks here because they set up and organized the Blue Tip Parade. Terry Whitlam is the person in charge, and she does a great job. Their float features the Rotary 4-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Okay. Here's the Hamrick Driving School. That's another one I think needs no introduction.
I think that's larger than the WKDD letters, actually.
I agree.
The Hamrick Truck Driving School has been training drivers for 17 years.
And they've received the Trainer of the Year awards for the past 2 years. I'm assuming that that's not a student driver who's going down in the parade route. Here comes a familiar, oh, there's a sight we haven't seen before.
I think that's Sylvester, isn't it?
I guess.
The
But
kids
here's
are-
a
kids are
familiar
liking that.
sight that we've seen in the parade many times before. It's the Brown Derby Roadhouse steer. He's a crowd favorite, and he's been in the parade for 10 years. This is his 10th appearance in the parade.
Gonna have to strap that little boy on there, make sure he doesn't come off again. And next we're looking at the Coldwell Banker Hunter Realty entry. Coldwell Banker Hunter Realty is the national corporate sponsor for Habitat Humanity, and I think that's the banner they have in front of their unit. And oh, look at them go for the bubble gum.
Okay, now we're looking at a float from the Wadsworth Electric and Communications Department. Pete Giacomo heads the Wadsworth Electric Department, which this year becomes the Wadsworth Electric and Communications Department with the addition of Wadsworth's cable television service. Cable television service is available at a very low cost to Wadsworth residents. For more information, you can call the electric department or City Hall. And we're going to be looking also at a truck from the City of Wadsworth Street Department, right there. And I believe those some of those young folks on that truck are summer workers for the city.
Here comes the Domino's Pizza truck. Domino's Pizza is an avid supporter of community activities. They donate pizza for the Rotary Club to raise money for scholarships given to graduating seniors, and they support many youth sports through discount coupons and donations. They're proud to support the community that supports them. They're locally owned and operated by Dan Spellman.
Okay, we're looking at the float from Wadsworth Hair Design. They're located at 416 College Street, and they'll be happy to see you if you stop in.
Boy, this has been a tradition in the Wadsworth Blue Tip Parade for as long as I can remember, and that's the Cadettes. As the Cadettes perform today, they do so with years of excellence and a lifetime of pride to their credit. This will be their 40th and final year of the Cadettes. The organization was founded in 1957 by Margaret and Jean Lindsay in order to provide an activity for young ladies in the Akron area. Over the years, their accomplishments far exceed their expectations and dreams. They've traveled across the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii, Mideast, Europe, Japan, Mexico, Canada, Soviet Union, and the Caribbean. The Cadettes have acted as goodwill ambassadors and with deep pride and spirit. As they perform today, they extend thanks and support throughout all of these years. The cheers and applause have meant much during each performance. And the memories these girls have made will last a lifetime.
Okay, now we're looking at the North Hill Tire Service. They specialize in truck and off-road sales and service.
Here come our mailman.
Yeah. We probably know some of these gentlemen. They probably come to our homes or offices. Look.
We're also looking at the Magical Farms Alpaca Ranch, and that's an alpaca breeding farm in North America. Representing Magical Farms today is Cindy Shipp, the Magical Farms Alpaca Manager. I think we also had the Windy Hill Llama Farm in there, and Windy Hill Llama Farm is located on Route 57, just south of Rittman.
Okay, now we're looking at the Lynn Curtis racing car. This car regularly races in Lorraine and Barberton. Oh, there we're back to the llamas and the the letter carriers. Okay, we are now.
I think that would be the band. The Fifth Wheel's a local band that has just released their second CD, Therapy for the Sane, and we're going to hear it apparently. The band was named the Best Rock Band, and their first album was named Best Album by the Cleveland Scene.
Pre-show ready parking lot after the parade. Be there.
Now we have Jerry Farrell's new and used all-terrain vehicles, and I think I see a couple jet skis on there as well coming up.
I guess all terrain, out in the water as well as on the land. For anyone who's interested, the band Fifth Wheel is going to be performing at Wendy's following the parade. They can also be heard on 107.9. Their new single, evidently their first album was named the Best Album by the Cleveland Scene.
And there's our Pizzazzio's pizza truck. It's a familiar sight around Wadsworth delivering pizzas. A lot of people may know that Pizzazzio's was named by a Name That Pizza Place contest, and I think Lynn Sechrist was the person who named that.
And we're almost right across the street from their store. Oh, now we're looking at Regal Rides. Post Tours owner is owned and operated by Sandy Lusk, and she was in that nice little carriage by Regal Rides.
And they're followed right up by the Buckskin Riders, the BC Wranglers, and they write None of Us Are Famous Yet, but maybe in the future. They're out of Norton, Ohio.
I don't think it'd be a Blue Tip Parade without the famous Old Phoenix National Bank stagecoach, and most of us know that Old Phoenix is now First Merit Bank. The stagecoach is pulled by 4 horses, and everybody always looks forward to seeing it every year. Now we're looking at the cleanup folks from the BC Wrangler unit.
Affectionately termed the Diaper Patrol. There's the Old Phoenix National Bank. Of course, it's First Merit now.
Mm-hmm.
And always one of the last units in the parade is the Medina County Sheriff's Department and the Mounted Patrol under the direction of Medina County Sheriff Neil Hassinger. Sheriff Hassinger's from Wadsworth. We're very proud of him. He was just elected in November to start in January. And for over a decade, we've been used to seeing the Medina County Sheriff riding on the lead horse in the mounted unit, which is coming up. This year, out of respect to the family and friends of the late Sheriff L. John Rebar, Sheriff Hassinger has chosen to ride in a department vehicle, which is the first cruiser that we saw going by. And there's the mounted unit. It's great looking horses, aren't they? They actually do use those too.
Yeah, I think people really look forward to seeing that unit. Those are beautiful animals.
And I believe that's our scales truck coming up, the Sheriff's Department scales truck, and it looks like it's driven by Detective Jim Foraker. And the Wadsworth City Dare car. The Dare program is very active in the Wadsworth City schools. I believe it's still under the direction of Don Byers.
And of course, we have the street communities. And one more fire engine from Wadsworth Fire Department. Engine number 3 to round out the parade.
And so ends the 25th anniversary Wadsworth Blue Tip Parade.
It's been a great parade. And folks, don't forget that as the parade ends, the week-long festival begins. So please go down to Memorial Park, and you will have a great time. There's fun and food and activities for everyone, and we know you'll have a great time. Thanks, Wadsworth. Enjoy the week at the festival. Good night.